Hey everyone, I hope everyone is well, taking care of yourself. So I'm going to do a pick a card reading today, and it's going to be about the big shift that's happening with the Saturn-Jupiter conjunction on the 21st of December in the Northern Hemisphere, the 22nd of December in the Southern Hemisphere, which also coincides with the winter solstice in the Northern Hemisphere, the summer solstice in the Southern Hemisphere. So whether or not you follow astrology or you don't, we feel it. We feel the effects of these planetary movements as a collective and also personally where it transits our chart. So we don't need to necessarily know exactly what the planets are doing all the time, but it's helpful to kind of somewhat understand like larger karmic cycles that are happening, especially with Saturn. Saturn moving signs is a big deal because it means it's a completion of a karmic cycle that's happened for the past 2.5 to 3 years. So if you look back on where you were 3 years ago from now, it's a really helpful way to see what kind of karmic cycles you've been working with, what kind of lessons you've been learning. So with Saturn, Saturn is like the Lord of Karma, so we learn through challenge, and we learn through, kind of patiently doing the work. So when Saturn leaves a sign, so Saturn's leaving Capricorn and going into Aquarius, and with that, when that happens with Saturn, it marks a shift in the closing of a karmic cycle we've just been through. So it also very much depends on the house that Saturn has been transiting, okay? So that will very much affect the kind of lessons that you've been karmically put through. So along with, the Saturn-Jupiter conjunction, so when a planet moves from one sign into another, it's a big deal. And when two planets move from one sign into the same sign within a few days of each other, it's a big, big, big deal, okay? Because it's a big shift. So this is why a lot of people are saying, this is the beginning of the age of Aquarius, because we're about to experience this Aquarian energy. And I do agree. I think there's a massive shift happening. I think we can all feel it. But in terms of our personal lives with Saturn moving signs, it's like a big relief because we've learned a huge lesson and we're beginning a new karmic cycle. So a lot of things might be ending, a lot of things wrapping up. Now the final kind of, the final degree, the 29th degree of Capricorn, but of any sign, is a really challenging degree. So we have been, we've been tested, okay? Good work, everyone. I really want this reading to be about what's the blessing coming in for you with this shift, because truly there will be. It'll be different for everyone again, and of course it doesn't mean the lessons are done. It's just we need to celebrate the end of a cycle. We need to celebrate the work we've put in for the last 3 years, or it could be the last 2.5 years, but Saturn goes retrograde back into sign, so its transit is about 3 years. And certainly if you look back on the 17th of December 2017, where were you? What were you doing? I found out something very interesting about that. So it can be quite alarming when we can see how kind of perfect these cycles can be in our lives. Like we can see like, wow, okay, I was actually, in this place, or I was doing this thing. And we can see how over the 3 years that has changed, or that we've learned a lot from those experiences. So that's a little rundown of the intro of why I'm doing this reading. So it's going to be about moving into 2021. What kind of energies are we going to experience? What are we leaving behind? What are we taking with us? Assistance if you're feeling like you're not in touch with a lot of hope right now. Trust me, that's coming in. Aquarius is a visionary. We're going to see the new earth that we have available to us. Like, honestly, I'm tuning in recently. I've been getting really excited about actually all of the possibilities that we have about how we can do life differently. How would we like to have the education system structured? How would we like to do finances and money? All of these things. So we need to kind of remember that we are creating as we're going. And yeah, Aquarius energy is going to be a real big shift. So Jupiter and Saturn are conjunct on the 21st, like I said, in the northern hemisphere, 22nd in the southern hemisphere. It coincides with the solstices. It's a big energy. Then we just generally, Pluto is going to be transiting in Capricorn for a number of years to come. I think it's 2023, maybe Pluto changes into Aquarius, so that'll be another big shift happening. We've got the north node of the moon in Gemini, which again is a big air energy that we're exploring. We've just had the eclipses in Gemini and Sagittarius, so things are lightening up. Capricorn is a dense earth energy. All earth energies are dense. You know, if you're an earth sign, I'm a Virgo, so it's like, hello. But truly, the air energy is going to make things quicken the pace. Things are going to go fast, 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 fast from now on. Change is going to happen at the speed of lightning, the speed of light. So I believe the world is going to be unrecognizable even within 5 to 10 years. Hold on to our hats. Remember, we contribute to what we are experiencing, and yeah, just tune into the possibilities, the endless possibilities that we have available to us. That would be that's been my guidance recently. Instead of focusing on everything that's crumbling around us, we need to look up and see what we can see coming, or what we would like to see coming. Because Tower energy, this is what I felt for all of 2020. We've been in a huge Tower energy, and Tower energies, you know, they eradicate things. They eradicate structures and foundations that were unstable or that were based on illusion or delusion. And then we have to go about the process of rebuilding, basically. But we want to build on a foundation that is authentic and that is aligned to who we are at soul level. And there's a massive shift as well in our values, I believe. A lot of astrologers say this, but I've been tuning in personally with my own psychic gifts, and I feel that, you know, we're moving a lot away from focus on very material things like, you know, what you own, owning, you know, sorry, I'm just trying to channel such a fast message. This is what I mean, the energy is quickening up. But we're moving away from things like going into debt to own things, and we're coming back into alignment with what truly makes us feel happy, and is that being in debt so we can have the fancy car and the fancy house and the fancy possessions, or is it about what truly nourishes us, such as community and relationships and service to the world? Okay, so I personally predict, like, I don't know about specifics, but I personally feel like our idea of money is gonna just like kind of be pulled out from under us. I don't anticipate that money as we know it will continue to be a thing in the next few years. I know that scares a lot of people. You don't have to worry about it. Just don't believe that. If it freaks you out too much, there's no point living in fear. It doesn't help anyone. Personally, I feel that the wealth distribution is so hilariously unequal. It's not hilarious, but if you look at it from a detached way, Aquarius is very detached emotionally. It is almost comical how unequal it is. You know, we always hear these statistics of like how many billionaires, like, you know, they say, I think I looked up recently, it's like 2,100 billionaires in the world now. And they have the same amount of wealth as like over half of the world's population. So how many billion people? So that's like about 4 billion people have the equivalent amount of wealth to 2,000 people. So things have gotten pretty strange on Earth, as we know, and it does kind of call into question ideas around how many billions of dollars does anyone actually need? Does anyone need $40 billion? Does anyone actually need $40 billion? Not to mention within certain families there are like 3 or 4 people who might have like $50 billion each, like 3 brothers or husband and a wife have 50 billion each, and it's like, have we forgotten how to share? Like, I don't know. I feel like this is what the Aquarian age is going to come in. It's going to, like, we're going to come back into that community assistance. Like, how do we want to contribute to a community? Now, I personally see that money as we know it, like I said, will no longer exist. I think that the value of money will be eradicated, not because of our own actions, because of hyperinflation. I've studied some amount of economics. I don't think that the way that we're going is sustainable. I'm sorry, I keep laughing. I know it freaks a lot of people out. I'm not trying to make light of the fact that this will possibly be quite devastating, but I think we have to kind of acknowledge how devastating the current system is, right? Because if we think about it, there was a statistic I found as well recently, which was that the amount of billionaires in the last 10 years has doubled. The amount of billionaires in the last 10 years has doubled. The amount of billionaires in the world in the last 10 years has doubled, okay? So I don't know if anyone else intuitively feels like that is bizarre and not a sustainable growth rate. That's insane to me. So I do see that we've gotten to a place that is completely unsustainable, that is incredibly unbalanced, and I believe that we, through our own actions as a collective species, will create the outcome that money is completely worthless. We've seen this in different countries over the years. I believe Venezuela in the past few years, their money went to absolute worthlessness, zero. People were using it as toilet paper because they couldn't use it for anything anymore. Now, this is devastating. Of course, it's a devastating thing to have happen, and it's devastating, and we have almost left no choice for ourselves. This is how I'm reading it psychically, okay? So believe what you want. Like I said, don't believe something if it freaks you out, because I don't think that's really helpful. But please try to channel that Aquarian energy and detach a little bit from the emotions of it and just see it from a more scientific point of view, okay? So if we were studying a planet as an alien and we were studying Earth and we saw how money was being done, what would you feel? Would you feel like, oh yes, this is sustainable and, you know, billionaires should have $40 billion and do you know what I mean? Like it is incomprehensible to me at some times. Like I really don't understand money in some ways. I do in other ways, but other ways I'm just like, wow. Especially seeing as, you know, certainly for the past, from recent history, things have been about acquiring money and resources. And Aquarius energy is about the equalization of groups of people, of collective communities, and it's about service to the whole. It's about how do I find who I am in the context of the whole, and how do I make sure that I am, you know, that I and you are equal, because we are, but we don't see that on Earth, do we? So I think it will be a bumpy ride. There are certain, I think we're all attached to money and physical things to some extent. Definitely, of course, it will be hard for us to imagine a world without money, but it's not necessarily, I don't see it necessarily as like, I think that we're going to be forced into this Aquarius inventive innovation energy because money, like I said, I think that it will become worthless through hyperinflation, okay? And I know that scares a lot of people, but like I said, if you don't want to believe that, you don't have to. But if it feels resonant to you and you tune into that and you feel like, damn, that feels right, well then consider it, you know, consider how we can turn this into hope. Aquarius is the star card in the tarot, which is about hope and spiritual growth, spiritual understanding, spiritual perspective. Money has not been a spiritual thing for a while now. Okay, so I truly believe that the world is going to change, like I said, but we can also start to invent and innovate what it is that we would like to change. If you have kids, what kind of an education would you like them to have? If you could choose, if you could create that, if you could mold that, you know, how would you like to see health care change? How would you like to see inventions that could assist us to grow food in a more sustainable way, to cultivate energy in a way that helps the earth? There's so many ways we can put our minds to what we like, what we want to see, instead of focusing on the absolute rubble and devastation of the physical structures collapsing, okay? Because that is happening, as we know. I'm sorry, but sometimes you just gotta laugh, and I'm channeling spirit directly right now, and I just keep laughing because it's a big deal, hey? There's a lot happening, okay? So it's just like if you are in a personal tower moment, okay? Something that you once relied on, that was very much a part of your foundation of your life, is gone. It's no longer there. How does it serve you to focus on what is no longer there compared to how does it serve you to focus on what you would like to rebuild from a place of authenticity and from a place of hope and spiritual alignment to who you are at soul level? Because I think in this system currently, so many of us feel that we have to compromise, or we have to even eradicate who we are at soul level in order to survive, right? In order to make money, in order to get that physical security, physical safety, protection. Okay, so that was a really long message, but for those of you who resonated, I'm glad. So I'm going to do 3 groups for this reading, and yeah, it's going to be about the shift, okay? So this is group 1, selenite. Selenite. Group 2 is this amethyst crystal. And group 3 is this green crystal. I don't remember. It starts with an A. It's either green aventurine or green agate or green calcite. I'm sorry, I forgot. But it's a beautiful big green crystal, okay? So group 1 is the selenite, beautiful selenite tower. Group 2 is the amethyst. And group 3 is the green. The green. Alright, so I'll see you at your reading. Group 1, let's do it. Okay, so I'm feeling tarot first up. I'm going to pull a card for your present energy. First of all, the Daughter of Discs. And another one for moving into this shift. The Shaman of Swords. Okay, I love it. Okay, so right now, the message is that you are, look, she's even holding on to something. There's something that you're holding on to that's in a very physical, that's a very physical thing. So it could be a person that you don't want to let go of, or it could be an idea of yourself that you can't kind of outgrow. But there's a big blessing coming in for you in terms of it's this huge upgrade. So the daughter is the page and the shaman is the king. So you're going from page, you're skipping knight and queen and just jumping into king. This is a huge acceleration. It's like a quantum leap, and it's because you are ready now to lighten up. It's all, if you listen to the intro of what I said before I started this reading, we're moving from earth to air. This is exactly what it is. Discs is pentacles, is earth. Swords is air, okay? Earth to air. And in this shift, you are quantumly jumping, which means that instead of having to go through page to knight to queen and then to king, you're graduating straight into king. So don't underestimate the work that you've put in, not only this year, but in the past 3 years, I'm hearing. And it's about if you might be doubting yourself because you feel this page energy, right? You're like, why do I feel like I'm not progressing, or why am I so stuck? I just want to feel like, you know, the king. I want to feel the power in my life again. Yes, the way to do that is to really, really let go of someone, I'm feeling, for a lot of people, and something for others. So, but it's more about a perception of who you think you need to be to survive, or who you think you need to be loved. And King of Swords is you stepping into your intellectual power, you stepping into your self-mastery of your mind, and not believing those thoughts that really that are very self-deprecating, and deciding, you know, I am a very powerful person, my voice has power, I'm here to create a world that I want to be in. And I'm seeing that the earth energy has not suited you that well recently, especially recently. It might have been, yeah, I feel like you've probably been in a bit of a mental prison, hard to see the future, hard to see what it is that's making you feeling bad. You can't understand. It's like there's a block, it's like a blindfold to the situation or the circumstances that is actually hurting your heart right now. And that's because the answer won't come from your mind. It has to come from the heart. It has to drop into a deeper part of yourself. So I'm seeing that you're in a situation, maybe you're in a home environment that is actually not serving who you are at soul level. There might be a friend in your life who's actually being quite manipulative and you're not aware of that, or there might be just some anger spears being sent at you from certain groups of people, or certain people, maybe because you, like, for whatever reason, that's been happening. Now, what the message Spirit wants to give you is that you're not crazy. You're not crazy, basically, is the message. There's a reason that you've been feeling this Eight of Swords. Eight of Swords is distress. It's quite a lot of distress, and it's based from mental thoughts. Distress created through mental thoughts. So there's been a bit of a prison, an imprisonment, a paralyzed energy within you being able to see the way forward, and that's about to massively shift for you, and you're having this huge promotion into being the king of your own world, the shaman of your experience. So I'm seeing that you're very much important at this holding the energy for the new earth, and that's maybe why you've been feeling cut down or sliced down a little bit through whatever reasons. Now, Spirit's saying it's not necessarily, you don't have to go out and search for what's been causing this prison or this mental pain, or because I'm feeling like you can't see where it's coming from, or you can't see the source of it, whether that's inside or outside of you. You can't see that right now, but you don't need to see it right now, because it's going to bubble up into your heart and you're just going to have a revelation about it. Truly, before the end of the year, you're just going to be like, oh, well, I can really clearly see now what was going on for me, and I can really clearly see my path forward and my destiny. So you're going to have this initiation into your destiny. Do you see how the blue is coming out of the mouth, and from the crown is a beautiful sort of yellow that goes into orange, that goes into red? This is what I'm seeing. It's sort of like all of the paths coming into one place. Like, you know how sometimes, especially now we're in quantum time, which we are, it's why you've been having trouble making any plans that you can stick to. It's because we're in the quantum time. So things need to align all together. So there's 3 paths aligning for you, and you're accelerating into this shaman king energy. So in terms of, you might be thinking, what are these paths? Okay, so from your crown is the golden energy. So this is you really acknowledging your divinity, seeing your divine path on earth. Why did you incarnate at this time? Why are you here? Why are you here? You're going to see that. You're going to actually understand why you're here. Because I think that's what you've been asking. I'm hearing it from your heart, is you've been like, why am I here? What am I doing here? Like, what? And there's been a lot of questioning your faith, a lot of questioning what the heck's going on, a lot of not being able to see your own gifts, not being able to see your own divinity again, not being able to see your own divinity. Now, again, this is going to shift for you. Now, there's also a message coming through with this red about you finding your soul community. Root chakra is about our community. It's about us understanding how we fit into the world and finding a sense of belonging. I think you've come from a place of not feeling like you belonged, and that's because you're trying to belong in this material world. This material world around us is shifting. We're moving into an air energy. We're lightening up. This is your time. This is your time to shine. This is why you came here. I'm serious, you guys. This is why you came here. You came here for this time. You were born for this time. And you need a reminder, okay? This is what I'm getting. You need a reminder as to how quickly things can change, because I think you feel really disillusioned by Earth, especially Earth energies, or at times you do, okay? At times you do. I think you're also incredibly gifted and bright, so I know that at times you feel really high vibration and you can see things differently. But recently there's been a disillusionment, and that's because you have been focusing too much on the Earth energy, and the air energy is fast, fast, fast. Think about this. When Saturn was last in Aquarius was 1994, and that was when the internet was first invented. And so think about this. How much has life changed in the past 25 years since the internet was invented? Past 27 even years. How much have things changed since the internet? Okay, our world is unrecognizable, is it not? Is it not? Okay, so this is literally how big things are going to shift for you. So whilst you might have been trying to conceptualize change within this very earth-based narrative of, well, I have to put this block in front of this block and build on top of this block and then da-da-da, and you're like, this is just going to take too much time, I give up. Air energy is like lightning. It just cuts through matter. We don't have to work with that denseness anymore. Things are light. And you have a gift of voice. You have something to say. I think that this is also you being elevated into somewhat of a leadership position. Now, for some of you, I'm actually seeing this is about you having kids in the next 3 years. For others of you, it's more about you giving birth to something that you will nourish and nurture as much as a child, so that might be a new career. For a lot of you, I'm seeing it's music, you singing, your voice being elevated into the world so that people can tune into your vibration, which is very healing, and your voice. So whether that's through writing, whether that's through starting a YouTube channel and saying what you want to say, or through music, sound healing, things like this, you offer a lot of comfort through the vibration of your sound current. Maybe you'll be in counseling, I don't know, big shifts happening, things aligning, the stars aligning. Now you're going to have a really beautiful connection between your crown energy, your divinity, your golden light, your access to your life force energy, and that's going to come and connect in with your sacral energy, orange, which is your creativity. Which is also why I was seeing kids for some of you, okay? So for some of you, it is your divine path to bring in the children of the new earth and to nourish them. And they will also assist you with your voice, I'm seeing. So this is what I'm seeing. It's like all these parts aligning. Truly you finding belonging with your community, your actual community of souls that you resonate with. There's a ladder and an eagle on top of a ladder. I'm actually seeing that as DNA. I think your DNA is very much evolving, shifting. Yeah, you're gonna have new gifts coming in. If you feel like you are unsure of what your gifts are, you're gonna be sure really soon, okay, hun? Truly, like it's gonna become, yeah, look at this. Oh, look at this. Amethyst, transformation, certainty, and confidence. Transformation, certainty, and confidence. You know how I was saying if you're unsure about what your gifts are, you're going to become really sure of what they are. It's also about you really experiencing a lot more life force energy than you ever have. I think that sometimes you allow situations where you feel really drained. I think you're also going to be really, for some of you, it's not everyone, but for some of you, it's letting go of a real karmic person who is holding you back. Now, this could be a family member or it could be a love situation, but you're letting go and you're moving up in your vibration, so that it's not going to feel like a battle anymore of like, I have to let go of them. It's going to just be an effortless shedding of an energy that you no longer align to, okay? I need to go get some water. Okay, I'm back. So I'm going to be shuffling. Okay, so we've got a soulmate card that just fell out. I'm going to clarify this, please, Spirit. What is the nature of this soulmate? Guardian angel. Flippin' heck. Alright, one more, please. Sorry, I'm just getting a message, but I just need to be very sure. Miracles. One more, please, Spirit. Blessings. One more, please, Spirit. Harmony. Alright, and then truth and integrity is the bottom of the deck. It's going to be different for a few of you. It's going to be different for a few of you, so take what resonates, leave the rest behind, okay? You are the best at discerning your own truth, okay? You are the expert of your own life, okay? Always stay in integrity with what is your truth. I'm going to channel a message now. So, the soulmate card. This is about a soul contract. Now, soulmate contracts can be great because we learn a lot from them, okay? And then they can also expire and we stay in them too long. And that's what I'm seeing for you, is that there's something that you're holding on to that you're like, but that's my soulmate. And yeah, it is. It is your soulmate. But that doesn't mean that you're meant to be with them moving forward, okay? Now, this could be a family member. I'm seeing that it's someone who asks a lot of you, or who takes a lot of you, or who you focus on a lot, or who you feel very, very, very triggered by. Okay, so if it's in your family, it's someone who you feel very, very, very triggered by, and you feel like they're holding you back in your life. If it's a love situation, they won't let you go, or you won't let them go, or both. I'm seeing that this person is taking your energy for themselves, and that's why it's holding you back. It's literally draining you, okay? So again, I want you to know that you're going to be free from this connection. I know that a lot of people don't always want to let go of soulmates, but the thing is that soul contracts are not necessarily meant to be a forever thing, okay? They're there for when they're there, and then they might end and we outgrow them, and that's kind of part of the divine plan. Now, this person, it won't be for everyone. If it's a love situation, I'm seeing that this person, it's not your forever person. There's someone else out there. I'm seeing it very clearly, okay? And it's gonna feel like a miracle, okay? So in a recent reading, you might have gotten a similar message, because this card came out with the soulmate card in another reading. You see how she has her head in her hands and she's not looking? And I pulled that Eight of Swords energy for you, which is about having a blindfold on in our mental body and not being really able to see what's going on. Now, the source of your pain, actually, I'm feeling like, is this soul lesson with this karmic person. Okay, so you've got your head in your hands, you're covering your face because you don't want to see the truth of letting this person go. Now, I'm seeing that you've been putting in this work anyway. Spirit's saying it's a miracle. You don't have to worry so much because it's a miracle. You've been subconsciously releasing this person and facing your fear anyway. Now, you see this angel that's in the spirit world across the veil? They're telling me that this is actually someone coming in for you who loves you for who you are at soul level. This soulmate was a lesson for you to love yourself at soul level, okay? To love yourself at soul level, and you've done that. Whether you can acknowledge that or not, I think it's time to, because you have a beautiful blessing coming in for you. Look, it's a miracle and it's a blessing. It's a miracle and it's a blessing. It's a miracle and it's a blessing. So what's a miracle? A miracle is a shift from fear into love. So if you've been looking into your future and thinking, oh my gosh, you know, I don't see how I'm gonna ever find love again, or I don't see how I'm ever going to be able to put up a boundary with this family member. I don't see how I'm ever going to be able to, you know, say no to this lover of mine or this ex-person of mine. Well, you're going to have a huge acceleration, like I said, with this quantum shift from the page into the king. Okay, it's huge. Like I said, you're not having to go through jump through each hoop that we normally have to, which means you've been putting in a lot of effort behind the scenes, whether that's when you're asleep, or whether that's just through subconscious healing, okay? So there's a harmony coming in for you in your sacral chakra. You're going to be back in touch with your pleasure of life, okay? So I'm seeing there's been a block because of this soulmate. You've been having trouble to receive pleasure, whether that's through not having enough energy to go out and do the things you like doing, or if you've been blocked creatively, or blocked in your ability to see your true worth, or blocked in any kind of sexuality and sexual expression. That's changing, and you're coming back into harmony with that beautiful portal of life force energy that is our sacral chakra. So it's a blessing, okay? And remember, you can't see everything right now with this guardian angel card. You can't see what's beyond the veil waiting for you. And you're choosing not to see it as well. But that's changing, okay? It really is. So let's see if there's another message coming through. Yeah, Tree of Life. Fertility, creativity, destiny, and magical blessings. Yeah, you're starting a new cycle. I think look back to where were you December 17th, 2017. Who were you with? What were you doing? Where were your values? What did you envision for your life? And again, you could even look back over the past 9 years, because I see that you're coming into a whole new cycle with this one Tree of Life, destiny, and fertility, creativity. See, the creativity is the sacral energy I was channeling. Destiny is the fact that the quantum leap is destined. You're destined to be swept up in this wave and pushed forwards on your path because you've aligned and you've done the work. Look, we got magical blessings twice. Magical blessings, in case you needed more evidence, and fertility. Okay, so again, if you don't want to have kids, then I'd be careful, because you're very fertile, male or female, you're very fertile, okay? But again, it's like you're giving birth to something that you will nurture like a child, whether that's a new career. I'm seeing a lot of it for you guys is a music career, something to do with your voice, and goodness gracious me, it's like you're going to go through this life growth, a blossoming, okay? Okay, I'm going to call your reading there, but I send you guys lots of love and enjoy the shift. Enjoy your solstice energy, okay? Bye. Group 2, amethyst. Let's do it. Okay, so I'm going to pull a card for where you are now, and then I'm going to pull a card for the shift for you, your shift. Where you are now. I'm sorry. Just let me laugh, okay? I'm just going to laugh sometimes, but okay, so where you are now is the 9 of Swords. Oh, my love. Yeah, there's been a lot of anxiety, some trouble sleeping, maybe even some nightmares when you do sleep, or just struggling to rest ever, even if you're really tired. I think there's been a lot of disruption in cycles for you, such as sleep cycles or even menstrual cycles for some of you, or struggling to have an appetite sometimes, or maybe even the opposite of that, kind of overeating because you feel unsafe or something like that. Okay, so that's where you're at now. Let's see where's coming. Okay, the 10 of Swords. Okay, so, okay, it did just jump out, so I know it's true. So the 9 of Swords does go into the 10 of Swords. Now look, so that's not necessarily a bad thing, okay, because the 10 of Swords it's like it kind of is the completion. It's like the 9 of Swords is you holding on, and the 10 of Swords, look, they're all just jumping off. They're just jumping in. They're like, oh, F this, there's nothing left here, like, F this, let's just jump off into a new world, okay? Into a new experience, okay? So I see that the mind energy is really with you. Maybe you are naturally someone who has a lot of mind energy. You know what? I think I need to do a little clearing for you, because I'm looking at this, and can you see this is you in the bed, lying in the bed? Oh my God, focus. So this is you in the bed, and then this is some energy around you, maybe in your life, maybe in the astral. So I'm just going to do a really quick reading, clearing for you now, because I think you need it, okay? It's going to be with sound, it's going to be with light language, so just receive if you feel safe to. I feel like it's very aligned to do this right now, okay? So tutori shamaka tahe tolo toro soto he naka tahe soto udo sotahi manka tahe soto inare soto hele tari soto inare soto hele manka to soto iris tahe hele tari soto he karama tari soto he sata kuto soto to sekata man tari soto hele tari soto nada tata ulo tari tahe manka soto e u soto e samahare u to he ma a. Okay, so we need to ask for any things that are connected to you that are not serving your highest good to be cleared now across all dimensional spaces of existence. So any energies that are taking from you that do not serve your highest good to be cleared from all dimensional spaces of existence, which includes the astral. Cleared. Okay, so now let's see. Okay, because I see there was some weird attachments around you. You see this energy? See all that blue sort of spiraling around? I want to see where you're going into with the shift now. Now we've cleared, okay? Okay, the devil. Okay. Okay. Look, I need a clarification. Okay, the Queen of Wands, okay. I think that you are facing a dark night of the soul. That's what I feel. The devil is about when we feel like we're chained to something. The Queen of Wands, though, is you coming into your power and your confidence. Power and confidence, truly power and confidence for you. So it's about through facing whatever you feel is chaining you. And sometimes when these really heavy cards come up, it's because how could they not come up? Do you know what I mean? Sometimes there are situations in our life where things are just really dark, where things are painful. And what's the point of saying, you know, that everything's great? Because I'm feeling it and things have been hard, it's been heavy, okay? But you're coming into this fire, you're going to channel some sacred rage and create passion. You're going to create passion with the Queen of Wands. And you've got a very protective, you've got two animal guides with you that have come to help you. You have a lizard and you have a female lion, okay? So do you see how they're walking alongside her? This is the lion and this is the lizard. You have assistance that you can call upon. All right, I want to clarify the Devil and the Ten of Swords, please, Spirit, in terms of this shift coming in for group 2. Thank you. Sacred Earth Mother, a message of love. Yeah, I like that for you. Okay. Let's get one more. Loss, grief, sadness, and resurrection. Yes, this is what I was picking up. I think that there has been something that you've been grieving. There's been something you've been genuinely grieving, maybe a death of a loved one, or the ending of a job or a relationship that you really enjoyed or you did not want to end. Something that has been, with all of your heart, you wish that it wouldn't have ended, and it has. And there's grief. There's genuine grief and genuine loss, okay? And grief is a process that takes time. It takes time. Now, the message now I'm seeing is about moving into the emotions of it, and as much as you can, because there's a lot of mental energy that's adding to that pain, but there is also hope and resurrection available to you. So acknowledge the challenge that you've been through and are still in, and acknowledge that there is always a way to resurrect, to overcome, to come through it transformed and renewed and confident in who you are. 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 So Sacred Earth Mother, a message of love. For some of you, this is a grandmother who's passed or a mother who's passed who wishes you to know that they love you and they're with you and they walk alongside you while you're here. They have never truly left you. For others of you, it's about using the power of love to break free from some chains with the devil. So the devil is akin to Capricorn. It's Capricorn energy. So you can see this hierarchy here. So maybe there's been a hierarchy that has not been serving you and you've been feeling really oppressed by it. And there's a message about, I just got the craziest deja vu, guys. Like right in my third eye. Wow. So there's opportunity to break free through the power of love. Okay, what else is your guidance, Spirit, for group 2 at this time? Healing, yeah. There is amazing healing available. Truly. Retreat, yeah. Retreat from that which would bring you anxiety, and retreat from any person you feel chained to, or that you feel controls you, or that you feel dominates you in a way you don't like. You feel like dominates you in any way that you don't like, or that you feel like tries to control your actions, okay? So retreat for your own well-being. And I'm picking up for some of you, it's about sort of like, you know, Christmas time, maybe having to see family that you feel really unsafe around or something like that. Acknowledge that your inner child might need some extra maternal love from you. Whether you're a man or a woman, your inner child might need some extra maternal love. Also some paternal love in terms of that masculine ability to put up boundaries and to protect, okay? So I'm seeing that for some of you it is actually about a mother who could be a little bit in that energy of taking energy. Do you know what I'm trying to just say this delicately. I don't want to offend anybody. But for some of you, this will be about a family member that you don't feel safe around, or you don't feel like you can be yourself around. And this is acknowledging that sometimes we have to do what's right for us, and sometimes that means retreating from a situation and saying no, not going to that family event, spending Christmas with a trusted friend, something like that, okay? So this is, for you, you're still working very much in a healing energy, and the outcome of this healing will be confidence in your ability and confidence in who you are, and a freedom from a relationship, whether that's family, friend, or love relationship that you felt chained to, or that you felt was controlling you or dominating you, okay? Guidance, Spirit, blessings. This is probably the heaviest. Okay, this is good. Now, you have a lot of progression happening, okay? So right now, it feels like the 5 of Swords, right? There's a wasp in there. It feels like you've been stung maybe a few times, right? It's painful. You might feel trapped in a situation you don't like. You might feel like there's some really dark energies around you. Maybe some inverted energies. Maybe some real energy harvesting that's happening. That's why I did a clearing for you, remember? So remember though that there's a progression happening. Even the 9 to the 10 of Swords, it can be a good progression, because it's like, well, it's progress at least, okay? It's not stagnancy. So again, 5 of Swords is acknowledging there's a lot of pain. You may feel like you've been stabbed in the back. You may have woken up to an illusion that was quite challenging to integrate. And 6 of Wands. Right after, the 5 is to the 6, victory. 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 You will be victorious. You need to know that. You will be victorious, and you need to know that. You will be victorious, and you need to know that. Spirit sometimes makes me repeat messages because she knows that you don't listen. As in, everyone doesn't listen. So you will be victorious, and you need to know that. You will be victorious, and you need to know that. You need to trust in that. It's there, okay? So this victory is coming for you, Six of Wands. The other aspect of this is that you're going to have a recognition for what you've been through, or you're going to have other people in your life waking up to the same illusion that you've woken up to. So whether that's about a family member or a love situation or whatever, a friend, everyone's going to start seeing what you've been seeing. Everyone's going to start realizing what you've been through. So there's going to be a really nice energy of support coming in because there's going to be a recognition, okay? Blessing, Spirit. Some hope. Friendship. Okay, so I'm getting... Okay, hold on. I need to clarify that. Children. Clarify. Trust. Okay, good. Because this is what I wanted to say with the friendship thing, but then I was like, okay, wait, I need to clarify because I don't want to tell you to trust something that I definitely don't know if you should trust, because there's a lot of energy around you, okay? There is a friend in your life that you can trust. That you can trust. They might be from childhood, or they might be someone that you've known for a while, or they might be someone that you actually haven't been seeing clearly recently and that you might have felt like you couldn't trust them, but you can, is the message I'm getting. So sometimes with this energy around you, things get distorted and you can't see the people that are trustworthy very clearly, because that is part of the distorted energy that's circling you. Okay, but we cleared that. Remember, we cleared that, which is good. Now you might be able to see this person clearly again. Now I'm seeing it's possibly a childhood friend, but I'm also seeing that there's something about children. Yeah, it's the inner child message again for most of you. For others of you, trust your children. Like if you have a child that comes up to you and says, you know, I don't trust this family member, then trust your child. Like, even if it's hard, trust and listen to what they're saying to you, because children are spot on in their intuition. I really do feel that. Okay, so there's a friend that you can trust that you might have felt a bit unsure about. Time to revisit that, and clearing the third eye will help. There's a lot of mother energy in your spread, okay? So with this amethyst energy, the amethyst is the mother crystal. Then we also got this earth mother, sacred earth mother. So there may be something going on with your mother that is very sad for you. It's very sad for you to believe it or to see it or to acknowledge it, but your inner child needs you to. Maybe it's your inner child who's come to you with a message about your mother, and you find it very hard to agree with her or him or them or they, but they have truth in their wisdom, okay? So I'm seeing that it might be about retreating from a mother, putting up a boundary that you haven't felt like you could before, but trusting in your own healing journey and trusting in the wisdom of your inner child. Okay. So you need a lot of gentleness towards yourself right now. You need to really take care of yourself, especially over the holiday period. I know not all of us celebrate those holidays, but it's a time when a lot of things are triggered for people because of family dynamics, and even just, you know, consumerism stuff can get to people. Make sure you're eating enough, okay? I'm seeing that. Make sure you're eating enough. Eating enough things that actually nourish you, okay? I'm seeing that there's maybe been a little bit of a challenge in sleep and eating and not being able to really feel nourished by either thing. The retreat energy is okay. I'm feeling like retreat as much as you need to if you need to hermit from the world, but remember that there are friends in your life who can support you, and you can rely on them. If your mother is going to try something very manipulative with that devil energy, devil's very manipulative, then I would say get some support in dealing with that. Maybe you need more than just a friend. Like, you could get support from a person who understands family dynamics or counseling, yeah? Because I really don't want you to underestimate what you're going through right now, and I really don't want you to feel like you have to do this alone, and that that no one will understand, because people will understand. And this is actually a huge healing journey you're going through. Like, don't forget that you're healing. And sometimes we just need to acknowledge how people show up in our life and who they really are, instead of making excuses for them. You know what I mean? Like, instead of being like, well, they could change, or maybe they'll go this way. Like, for a lot of you, I'm seeing it is with a mother. So if it's not with a mother, then just apply this to whoever it is. But there's someone that you keep going to for support or for help or for love, and they can't give you what you need, so you need to stop going to them for it. Your inner child needs you to stop going there for that thing that they're not going to give you. Okay? Okay, so a message for hope for 2021. I feel like you just saw all the stuff back in that room, but oh well. Winter's end. Oh, thank goodness gracious me. Winter's end, regeneration, rebirth, and positive outcome. I knew it. I knew there was this positive stuff coming in for you. Like the confidence and the power. Yeah, so regeneration, rebirth, and positive outcome is going to be the end of your dark night of the soul experience, and a huge healing and influx of life force energy available to you through creativity and confidence and certainty. Certainty, okay? So 2021, I'm seeing that by 2021, so January 2021, this is the energy you'll be in. Hold out for it, okay? Alright, I send you so much love, you guys, seriously, and drink water, because we did a clearing. Okay, much love. Bye. Group 3. Let's do it. Okay. Okay, it's been an interesting readings, to be honest. Alright, so I'm going to do one card for where you're at now, and one card for where you're heading in this shift, okay? Okay. Okay, you got 2 cards where you're at now. Wow. Okay, where you're at now, 7 of Cups and the Moon. There's a lot that you can't see right now, or there's a lot that you are not wanting to see as well. Could be both. So it's either that you really can't see clearly right now, or it's that you really don't want to see clearly right now. Maybe it's a bit of both. Like, for example, if you're in a living situation and you actually deep down know that, you know, you're not loving it, but you just don't want to acknowledge that, because then you have to move somewhere, right? So there's something that's quite inconveniently true that you'd wish wasn't there, or there, that you wish you didn't have to acknowledge, or you haven't actually had that shown to you yet, but you've had a feeling of like, there's something a bit wrong with my life right now, or there's something wrong with my energy in my body, or there's something I can't see, or there's someone that I'm not seeing clearly. So there's definitely someone that you're not seeing clearly. And you're also not seeing the actual possibilities that you have available to you with the 7 of Cups. So the 7 of Cups is about how many possibilities that we have, really truly, that we actually have. But it's also about illusion and delusion in that, okay? And then the Moon is about things that are hidden and secrets and things we don't see. So there's maybe a secret that is being kept from you, but not in a way of like I don't want to freak you out with that, but it's more about like, it could even be from spirit world. Like, you're not seeing something that they will show you. Okay, let's clarify to where you're shifting into so we have more understanding of what this is going on, what's going on. Okay. Where are they shifting, Spirit? I've been asking the cards to jump out so that I know that it's very accurate, you know what I mean? Group 3, shift. Oh! Queen of Swords and the Three of Cups, celebrating your newfound ability to be assertive, to put up boundaries, and to find a community that actually serves you. So with this Moon and the Seven of Cups, I think you're in a situation that really, if you got really honest with yourself, you'd be like, this is not fulfilling me, I don't feel happy, I don't feel seen and heard for who I am, I don't feel valued for who I am, I feel like these people are, like I'm seeing there could be like a narcissist in your life who's really trying to confuse you with their little mind games, and you're very, very empathic, so you think it's your fault. It's not your fault, hun. I'm telling you that right now. It's a message from Spirit. It's not your fault. But it is your responsibility to make changes to get yourself out of a situation that you feel unhappy in. And this is what's coming to you, is your ability to put up those boundaries and to say what you want to say to these people, because there's been some confusion purposefully by certain people in your life, like trying to confuse you with your intuition. But your intuition is on point. You're going to come back in touch with that and really, really feel the elevation of power from that experience. You're also going to find out who your true friends are, which is maybe what you're not wanting to see. But I'm feeling there's been pain, emotional pain in your heart about the situation, but you've been being like hard on yourself about it. And actually you need to be a little bit harder with people around you in your life, with boundaries and with saying no and with being assertive and with calling out certain behavior that's actually really unhealthy and that you don't have to put up with, okay? So this is you coming into this really strong power with this Queen of Swords, but also within that ability of finding your voice and speaking it and being necessarily cold sometimes, right? Instead of always being this person that people can come to, it's like choosing the right people to be that person for, not just letting anyone into that sacred place in yourself, okay? It's because I think that's why you've been very confused, is because there's a lot of energies that you're letting in that maybe you don't want to let in. So start to be discerning about people's motives. Start to read people's motives with less about, like what I'm seeing for you is that you're like a beautiful hearted person, and so you assume that other people are beautifully hearted as well, right? You know, you might be Mintakan in your starseed lineage, so sometimes the hard lesson is that we have to understand that not everyone is like us, right? Like not everyone will have pure-hearted intentions. Some people just don't. They have different intentions. They have different motivations, okay? So it's about this death of innocence. It's like a death of innocence energy, which is painful, but it's a graduation into maturity and into your own personal power that's especially coming through your voice. And it's going to set you free. Okay, further messages, Spirit. The energy is going to pick up for you in speed. There's going to be a quickening of your life. If you felt stagnant or stuck, it's because you have anger that you're not expressing, and you're going to feel able to express that in a way that is positive. Look at this. Shaman of Wands, the Queen and the King. So there's a Queen of Swords and the Shaman. So Priestess of Swords and the Shaman of Wands is the Queen and the King, okay? So Swords and Wands is air and fire, which is perfectly aligned to the energies that we're going into. I feel like you have been doing the work to align yourself, and there may have been energies in your life that have been sabotaging a little bit possibly through jealousy or through, like I said, trying to confuse you and get you out of touch with your balance or your intuition. But that's all about to fade away because you're finding this sacred rage and you're expressing it in a way that is like super like liberating and powerful, and you're feeling good and it's good. I think you're gonna have this like some kind of acceptance with who you've been and not letting your past rule you anymore. Like I think sometimes you judge yourself really harshly, or you go to shame about like the person you used to be, and I think you're going to start to come into this like love for all of yourself, love for all aspects of yourself. Now I'm also seeing there's a person in your life who does a lot of talk, and you listen to them talk, and actually they're talking a whole load of shit. And you don't have to listen to them because they're not talking sense, and they actually leave you feeling confused. Now, confusion is not a natural energy. confusion is a sign of manipulation or distortion, okay? And maybe a third eye block even. Confusion could be your third eye being blocked. Now, I'm reading you, and you have amazing intuition, and confusion is not an energy that you have to put up with. Confusion for you will be a sign of something in your life being a bit distorted, whether that's you listening to someone talk, a whole bunch of nonsense, or there's someone in your life, I'm sorry, but I have to say this, I am compelled to say this from spirit. There's someone in your life who likes to talk. I just keep doing that, talk. They talk, and it might be online, it might be through an online talking, but they just talk all the time, and you believe what they say, but what they say is not true. It's either not true or it's a distortion of the truth. It's a limited, it's one part of the story, and then you only see that, and they only want you to see that. So there's someone in your life who talks to you, and maybe it's even someone that you listen to online. Like, I don't know, but it's someone who's a bit immature in their I don't know, a little bit immature in their perception of things, and they're very convincing with their words. It's a very compelling sound, Karen, even if it's talk, you know, there's obviously a reason you listen to them. It could be like, think of someone who you listen to all the time, not someone that you talk to a lot, but someone you listen to a lot. That's why I thought maybe it could be someone online you listen to. It's time to stop taking their guidance, and it's time to get in touch with the truth and elevate with that. And put up a boundary with that, and maybe just not listen to them anymore, or listen to them in a different way, or, you know, use discernment to see what's true for you and what's just not true for you. Because you have an amazing intuition, you really do. And that's why I'm concerned that you feel confused, or that you feel like you can't see something clearly right now, okay? Okay. Further blessings coming in for you. Study. Yeah, it's like you're going to finally learn the lesson of this situation and elevate through that lesson. It could be about you also studying something so that you feel a little bit more confident in how to put forward energy, whether that's through communication or studying a certain skill. But I'm reading this a little bit more as like learning the lessons, because I'm seeing this rainbow, and it's like the rainbow after the storm. So whether you know it or not, I think there's been a bit of stormy weather around you, and I think you've been blaming yourself a lot. And it's not like, we're not like, I want to distinguish, we're still responsible for how we react and how we choose to participate in our life and co-create our life. However, I think you take ownership for other people's crap, and it's time to let it go and come back into a balance in yourself. Yes, I'm seeing this very clearly. You take ownership for other people's crap, and you carry burdens for other people that's not yours to carry. Like, I think I've already said this to you, but the energy for you is going to really pick up at the end, like in the final part of this year, and especially in 2021. Like, things are going to go really fast for you. If you've been feeling stuck, like I think you have been, it's because you have some anger that you haven't acknowledged, and you're going to be able to channel that in a way that's really powerful. Whatever you've been praying for will come true. Remember to pray for assistance. Like, even if you're, like, whatever's going on in your life, just being like, Spirit, please help me. Spirit, please help me. God, help me. God, help me. Flippin' heck. Pray for assistance. They will not help you until you ask. Divine timing. Enchantment. Friendship. I need to clarify this enchantment, because I just got a weird feeling from it. Gosh darn. Yeah, I think you're enchanted with someone that doesn't deserve your energy. I think that it could, like, again, I don't know who it is. It could be someone who you feel like is your friend. It could be someone who you know through your children, or who is a childhood friend, or talks about inner child healing or something online. But you need to start questioning their intentions, because you see them as having intentions that are like your intentions. But not everyone is as pure-hearted as you are. I'm feeling that. You're very pure-hearted and you're loving and lovely. But other people have different intentions than that. You know, we're all having a different experience here. So there's a message to retreat from someone you feel really enchanted with and to start seeing them clearly, okay? And again, it could be, back of the deck energy is romance, so I'm just going to show you. So it could be a romantic thing. It's probably going to be different for everyone. Do you even see how this person is like holding her? Like, obviously that can be nice as well, but this is the kind of energy I feel like someone's got a grip on you that you probably don't want them to have a grip on you like that. And you're not really seeing that clearly because you feel enchanted with them and you're not seeing their intentions clearly. Ooh, but divine timing is you really stepping into your power. And answered prayer. I think maybe you've been praying to like a spirit to be like, what's been going on? Can you help me understand like why I feel this way? Spirit will answer your prayer. Keep praying. There's a really strong message I'm getting, is keep praying. Okay, blessings, Spirit. Blessings for this group. Passion, love, and spiritual communion. Yay! Look, it's the card of the deck, yeah? This is great, and I feel like this could be to do with your answered prayer. See, there's always many ways to interpret things, and usually cards have multiple messages within them. So for some of you, this is also about you getting the freedom to finally invite in this spiritual romance connection that you want, and that's going to come in. I'm actually saying December, so for some of you, maybe you're already with them because we are in late December now. I'm seeing a meeting, like, you know, like in a movie when people have like a meet cute, like it's like you meet someone and it's like a really interesting setting rather than like online. Yeah, this is what I was getting. I knew it. I'm getting that you guys are going to meet someone whilst traveling. Maybe you're going to a beach over Christmas or going to a special place over Christmas. You're going to meet someone there while you're traveling or while you're away from your normal situation. Or even if you just go there for a day trip. It's going to be like a really cute meeting that's like from a movie. And it's going to be a spiritual connection that's incredibly aligned and high vibrational. Like a perfect counterpart, to be honest. So it's divine timing. It could not have come in earlier and it won't come later. Like it's coming, I'm literally seeing around Christmas time for some of you. Obviously this won't be for everyone. If you're in a relationship or whatever, then I think that relationship will be elevating with new potential. This card says travel, romance, potential. There's going to be a new potential for reaching a very sacred communion with this person. Okay, that is the end of your reading. I hope it resonated and I wish you all the best. And I send you so much love. Bye.